So can y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Hi there, Josh. Hi. My name's John.
And I'm Josh.
And we are with the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus.
And what do each of you play for the band?
I play guitar.
I play drums.
Okay, so how did Red Jumpsuit Apparatus come together?
Well, it was about 10 years ago, and Ronnie and his brother Randy were playing guitars and musics and stuff together with a bunch of other friends. Our friend Jesse over here, our tour manager, a few other guys in the early days. And out of emerging from the high school band era, they started Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. They went through a bunch of different names and just started it about 10 years ago, and they've been going ever since.
Cool. Well, next question was, how'd you come up with the name?
Randomly, just random, nothing.
No special meaning to it?
Sorry.
Hey.
Crazy.
Hey.
Crazy names.
Okay, what's been your most memorable performance? Why?
Josh, how about you? What do you think?
SUNY Canton in New York.
Which one?
SUNY Canton. It's a university. And it's because my best friends were there. And it was just like a packed house and they were just moshing it. It was awesome.
My most memorable performance, I should have at least something memorable. Like, I know I've got a lot of them. That's the problem, is there's a lot of them. Probably in Dallas was probably my most memorable. It just seemed like everything went wrong, and it was just wild and crazy. Not on this tour, but years ago. And sometimes the catastrophes are just something that you treasure and remember more so than the awesome ones. It seems backwards, but it was kind of funny looking back on it. So.
Hey, sounds fun. Well, who's been your favorite band or musician to perform with, either on tour or actually perform with?
We went on tour with Godsmack and that was cool. And Sparks the Rescue did main support for us one time. I didn't really know who they were until they went on tour with us, but those guys are awesome. So I listen to their music all the time now.
Let's see. We played a pretty awesome show a few years ago at Bowling for Soup. That was pretty awesome. Those guys are really cool. Just did another show with Hawthorne. Those guys are always awesome. They did a tour with them in the UK. Lots of cool people along the way. Yeah.
Cool. And if you could choose someone to perform with, who would it be and why?
Sevenfold, because they're awesome.
Definitely. I've always been like old school, at least my generation of old school punk rock. So I know that always means different things, but old school punk rock to me in my earliest days was like MXPX and Goldfinger and NoFX. So being on a bill with any of those bands would be pretty awesome. Definitely.
What's been your best and your worst fan experience?
Oh, jeez. That's an awkward question. It can go awkward in both ways.
Yeah, definitely.
Best fan experience? I don't know. I mean, I definitely met a couple awesome people on the road.
Or like anything someone's given you or like, I don't know, made the band or anything like that?
I've had people give me birthday cakes and a painting of me. That was cool stuff.
Did you end up keeping it?
Yeah, for sure. The painting anyways, I ate the cake. But the painting's hanging in my music room right now.
You can join in the interview. We got
an awkward question.
Hi.
What was it like when Face Down hit the radio and how did you feel? I said I was in 5th grade and I was ecstatic.
You were in 5th grade?
Yeah.
Well, they started playing it way before we were signed, so that was 2004. That was a long time ago.
That's what we were just discussing, how long ago that was.
It was awesome. I think the first time it ever got played was on a talk radio show called Lex and Terry. And they were just playing all the local bands in Jacksonville. And they were like, oh, this is terrible, oh, this is terrible, oh, this is terrible. And then they got to our song and they were like, hey, this is actually pretty good. And they like let it play for like 45 seconds. They didn't let it go through the whole song, but they let it play. So that was the first time it got played.
What about after that, when it became really popular? What was that like for the band?
You know, it's cool. You know, it's kind of a weird thing because, you know, when you're on the road and touring, like, you don't really get to hear it on the radio because you're always driving and stuff. So you more so hear from your friends like, hey, I heard your song on the radio today at like noon, or I was driving to work today and I heard Face Down or False Pretense or You Better Pray, whichever one it was. So we don't really, when you're going from state to state, you can't have one station locked in. So we don't really hear it on the air when it happens very often, but it's cool. It happens to me a lot when I'm at home though.
Yeah.
Like driving down the landing.
129.
Yeah.
What's it like hearing yourself on the radio? I mean, like performing or hearing one of your songs somewhere else aside from when you're performing it.
I don't know. I don't know how I describe
I
it.
still hear it all the time in Jacksonville. So
Yeah.
when you do it, it's just like, oh, there's Red Jumpsuit on the radio.
Yeah.
It's just one of those moments. There it is. Hey, it's there.
I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's awesome, but it's also like, you know, it's just a song on the radio, so it's not like, call your congressman, or anything crazy like that. But it's cool.
Well, and by the way, this is lead singer Ronnie Winter.
Hi.
Right? Just to introduce you to anyone watching. And well, for you, what was your best and worst fan experience?
Right now.
Right now. It's an Action Blast song. Guys, we're on tour with right now. I haven't really, fortunately, I haven't had any really bad ones that I can remember. That I'd say probably the best was just a really nice, supportive guy. His name's Mark Kilmer. He runs a thing called Beneath the Grid Music online, and he's just super supportive of bands that are up and coming. So that guy's awesome. Supported stuff I've done, and I'm sure this band and a lot of other bands along the way in their pre-blowing up state.
Cool. What about you?
Fan experience?
Best and worst fan experience.
Our fans are pretty normal, you know, we don't wear like makeup and like leather and spikes and all that crazy stuff, so our fans are pretty regular people, so I haven't had any real crazy experiences. One time somebody showed up with a bunch of voodoo dolls, that was weird. Like one for every member in the band. Yeah. I think, and then he wound up playing lead guitar for us later. His name was Josh. I don't know, he was one of those guys back in the back lineup. I don't know.
Oh, good. Well, okay, what is something that most of your fans probably wouldn't know about you, either individually or as a band?
I play Magic: The Gathering.
I have a friend who plays
That's
Magic.
actually a pretty good one.
Everybody's
Yeah.
got a dork friend that plays Magic: The Gathering. It's me. That's my secret. I was actually looking for Jesse to play right now.
There he is.
Oh, man.
So yeah, you want to play later?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. That's me.
I still really enjoy Pokemon. I never seem to have any time. I don't travel with the video game thing, but you know, there's something a 27-year-old. It's not normally Kase.
Oh, it's kind of cool
I
now.
enjoy Pokemon. It's definitely cool.
It's gone past like it was cool and then it was lame and now it's like
Definitely
cool again.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's
Coming
cool.
back. What
Um,
about you, Josh?
I eat extensively. A lot. I'm all about it.
He's here.
My co-eater over there, Chris, we go on food adventures a lot, so we're all about it.
What's your favorite thing of being on tour?
Food. Just about. I'm not even kidding. Food and live performances. I like playing on stage, and I like eating different foods. That's awesome to me. Whatever.
Yeah, performing live is my ultimate favorite thing to do.
I thought that was what you hated the most.
Sometimes I hate it, but that can be confusing. I don't expect you to understand that without a really long explanation, but ultimately it boils down to my favorite thing that I do in life.
And least favorite.
And
At the same time.
Yeah, it can be my least favorite as well.
I like to just walk around. Like, that's probably my favorite thing. Just walking around town and like seeing new like restaurants and obviously we all eat a lot in case you haven't figured that out yet. But like, you know, the other day we went down to the French Quarter, which is, you know, I've done it 1,000 times, but it's still fun. And it's always new. When you don't live here, it's always new to you, you know. But there's little places like that in every town. They're just not all famous. So
Awesome.
just, you know,
We're gonna
experiencing the culture and whatever.
Interview right now, so it'll probably be about 10 minutes.
What's your favorite thing about being in New Orleans?
I'll come down and find you.
Hey.
Right after.
Yeah, the food, really.
Alright.
There we go.
It's kind of an obvious one.
Yeah, definitely.
What did we eat yesterday? Floyd's or something like that?
Felix.
Felix's?
Yeah. That was an awesome oyster bar.
Oh.
It's pretty good.
Oh, it's a Butcher. The Butcher? You know that place?
I thought you ate at Nola.
We ate at NOLA earlier that day.
No,
We went to an
Nola.
awesome tea shop and we went to Butcher's.
Community Grill, Bud's Broiler, Cafe Du Monde. Those would be my 3 suggestions.
There's a lot.
Oh my gosh, they have the best milkshakes and burgers and crazy atmosphere ever. But anyway, lastly, what advice do you have for any aspiring musicians?
Give up. Quit now.
Thank you.
Quit now before someone convinces you that it's worth doing. No. I don't know. I would just say if you love music, then go for it, and if not, go to college. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds brilliant. Actually.
Yeah, definitely. Never give up if it's what you love to do. Kind of aligns with what they just said.
But if it's not,
Don't give up. While you're still alive.
I mean, it's hard. There's not really any reason. It's weird to give advice to people because, like, we're still growing and we're still learning. So, like, we make mistakes every day in our career, and we also have great triumphs weekly, daily. So, I don't know. It's weird to give advice because the same advice that we could give you today, we might change our mind on in 6 months from now or a year from now. The market changes and the industry changes so much. Like, I know if you were to interview me 5 years ago, I would have told you a completely different strategy on how to make it than I would today because everything has changed so much. So it's kind of a hard question, but it all goes back to if you really just only care about music, then just go for it. You'll figure it out. Most of the kids are smarter than us nowadays anyway, so they're already on top of it.
Anything else to add? No? Well, thank you all so much for having us.
Stay cool. Stay safe.
Beatrice.
Yeah.
Watch Don't Kiss and Burn on Netflix tonight. It's a little graphic, but it's okay because it's a cartoon, so
It's good for you.
it's not real.
Well, thank you all so much for doing the interview.